Dominic Szoboszlai is a player that Newcastle United have been very interested in for a number of months now. It is known fact that we've sent scouts out there to have a look at him. But Liverpool have now entered the race. Does that put at risk the signing of Szoboszlai? Also in today's show, Newcastle are now interested in Sporting centre-back Inacio, so we'll have a look at him. Tonali is due any day now on Tyneside after Italy were knocked out of the Under-21 Championship. Are we going to host a couple of friendlies at St James's Park before the start of the season? Matty Bonswell has left the club on loan for the season. He's gone to Newport. And also, are we going to be battling Liverpool again for another player? Let's take a look. This is the Daily News. Hi everybody, I'm Paul. Welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel and the Daily News Show. Before we get cracking, as usual, if you do enjoy today's content, if you give it the thumbs up, it really does mean the world of the channel to be up there in the search results on YouTube. And also, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. Come and be part of this incredible community that we've grown here. And also hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. Right, Dominic Szoboszlai. All hell broke loose yesterday when it turned out that Liverpool had entered the race to sign him. There was a few fans on our show last night saying, oh, he's signing for Liverpool. That's not the case. All that the news reports had mentioned was that Liverpool had now declared an interest in Szoboszlai. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to sign for Liverpool. Of course, he's got this release clause that ends on Friday, but we've since learned that release clauses, you have to pay the full amount up front. I don't think Liverpool are in any position to pay 70 million euros up front either. However, I think what both clubs will be looking to do is once this release clause is out the way, they will be then trying to negotiate probable instalments. Now, what Szoboszlai has hinted in recent interviews is that he wants Champions League football. He said that before the end of the season as well. I think 3 games before Leipzig's season ended, he said that he was a Leipzig player for the rest of the season, but he wants Champions League football. Now, of course, we can offer him that. Liverpool can't. They're in the Europa League. But would that sway Szoboszlai's decision? And Szoboszlai coming out and saying this, is he hinting that Newcastle may well be his destination? I certainly hope so, guys, because he's a wonderful, wonderful talent. I don't think Newcastle United are in any position to pay the release clause either up front. 70 million euros, that's an awful, awful lot of money. But both clubs may well be waiting till obviously the release clause has ended and they can negotiate better terms with the player and with Leipzig themselves, because let's face it, Leipzig will want a good fee for him, even though they probably won't get the 70 million euros on his release clause, but they'll still want a decent sum of money for him. And yes, he can make a big difference to Liverpool's side, and he certainly can make a big difference to Newcastle United. He's been on the radar now with Newcastle for quite some time, so let's just hope that we're not going to lose out on him. But again, it's up to the people at the top to obviously convince the guy to come to Newcastle, and the same with Liverpool, really. It's up to the top brass to persuade this guy to go to either club. But certainly the way he's talking, he's hinting of Champions League, which would certainly sway that in our direction. Now then, Goncalo Inacio is a player that apparently Newcastle United are interested in signing. He's currently at Sporting in Portugal, and the fee is around 45 million euros. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he's 21-year-old, and he's also linked with Liverpool and Arsenal. But this is what we're going to expect if we're shopping at the big table. These clubs that seem to be mentioned in every player we're interested in, it's going to be the same, guys, because we're at that top table now. Now, Inacio is a very, very good centre-back. As I say, 21-year-old. Again, it fits the bill of what Newcastle United are looking for, bringing in these young players and bringing them on. I do think we need experience around the pitch as well, don't get me wrong, but this guy is a talent. There is no doubt about that. 45 million euros, it seems a decent price for him. But the problem is, Eddie Howe is looking at these key positions for Newcastle United, and he knows the amount of games that we've got in the coming season. So he wants to rotate these key positions. It's quite obvious what he wants to do. So if he has 3 top quality centre-backs, then he can rotate them as the season goes on. We've got a lot of cup games hopefully next season, European games, and of course the league campaign. So it's a busy, hard, tiring season. And when you've got players in certain positions in the spine of the team that you can rotate quality for quality, it will help. Because let's be honest, there is a lot of squad that is going to be needed next season to rotate through the games and make sure that Eddie Howe can put out a very, very good 11 every single game. He's already said that he wants to really give the Cups a good go this season as well. I think he's learned a big lesson in the FA Cup for 2 years running now, going out in the third round to lower teams. I don't think that will happen again. So he wants the quality there so he can replace quality with quality. Inacio fits the bill. You know, if Fabian Schär, he's certainly getting no younger. You would expect that Botman and Inacio, should he come in, would play regularly. Fabian Schär would also play regularly, but, you know, is he going to be able to play all the games next season? I don't think so. The amount of injuries that he takes to his head and things like that. He was pushed into a lot of games last season because we had to play them. We didn't have the strength in depth in many positions last season, never mind centre-back. They did a wonderful job, but it will be nice to have that cover that you're not thinking, oh, God, Lascelles has got to come in, or, you know, what's he going to do? Is he going to move Dan Burns centre-back again? He won't have them questions to answer because he'll have 3 quality centre-backs there to rotate throughout the season. So, for me, it's an interesting report. I mean, you know, whether we go for him or not, time will tell, but he's certainly one that would catch the eye at Newcastle. If you watched our watch-along last night, you would have seen that Italy were knocked out of the European Under-21 Championship. It's a bizarre way that they were knocked out, to be honest. Goals scored. They had a much better goal difference than Switzerland. Switzerland were tonked 4-1 by France, but still qualified. But that might be Newcastle United's gain because Tonali's season is now over. He's able to relax and build himself up for the current campaign with Newcastle United. But all the big questions now are of when he is going to arrive on Tyneside. Is it going to be later on today? Is it going to be Friday? Is it going to be the weekend? Nobody knows. It hasn't been confirmed yet, of course, when he'll be flying into Newcastle to complete the deal, but it will be soon. I imagine it'll be sooner rather than later simply because Tonali will want a break. He'll want a holiday. He'll want to get away for a few weeks before he comes back to the rigmarole of pre-season and a very, very tough season ahead with Newcastle United. So he will want a break. So he'd probably rather want to get this done sooner rather than later, get all the press done, get all the interviews done, and then head off on holiday for a well-deserved break. I would expect Friday, probably for me, would be the day that he'll be coming in. So that tomorrow, get it all done, and away you go, son. It's very exciting because we've all wanted this deal to be concluded for a long time now, even though a lot of media reports have said, oh, it's done, don't worry, it's done, all the paperwork's done, the contracts are done. It's just a case of signing off on the deal when Tonali comes to Newcastle. But until he's seen with that shirt or the scarf, you're just always in a little bit of doubt, aren't you? So I'd rather have it done sooner rather than later as well. I'm sure you fans out there would feel exactly the same. But at the moment, as I record this video, there is no reports on when he's coming into Newcastle. But surely it'll be sooner rather than later. Now, if you can remember back to last season, of course, just before the league season kicked off, we played a double-header at St James's Park. Bilbao were one of the teams, of course, and it was a great event. You paid a one-off fee and you got the 2 friendlies on the Saturday and Sunday. It was brilliant. And it looks like that may be happening again, guys. Now, there's no confirmation from the club on this. All I'm saying is I've seen a few reports this morning, so don't take this as gospel it's going to happen. But it may well be in the pipeline, is to have a sort of mini European tournament at St James's Park, which should be on the 5th and 6th of August. Now, the clubs that have been mentioned are Villarreal, Fiorentina, and French side Nice. Newcastle will play one of these teams on the Saturday and one of those teams on the Sunday. So what probably will happen, 2 semi-finals on the Saturday, and the final will be taking place on Sunday, which will enable, and a 3rd, 4th playoff. So all teams get to play each other, basically. So it'll be very, very interesting to see if that takes place, because it did generate a lot of interest last season. There were some good crowds for both friendly games and some good football. So could we be seeing the friendlies again? Nothing announced from the club on this. This is just a couple of reports I've seen this morning, but we'll just have to wait and see if Newcastle do announce this and whether these are the teams involved. But certainly, I would expect Newcastle to have some sort of friendly at home before the Premier League season kicks off. Matty Bonswell was a player that caught the eye a lot last season in pre-season, of course, especially playing over there in Benfica and in the Austrian pre-season games as well. looked a very tidy left back. Now, he didn't play for the first team much at all last season, even though he was thought very highly of. And this season, he is going to be spending it at Newport County. He's confirmed the move this morning on Twitter. There was some reports yesterday that the deal was done for him to go on loan for the season. And Matty Bonswell has confirmed that on his social media. Now, we wish him the very, very best. What does this mean for his future at Newcastle United? I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of kids knocking on the door to get opportunities at Newcastle, and with the players that they're bringing in, it's going to be very, very difficult to break into that starting 11. Bonswell was very highly rated, but you know, the situation at left back at the moment is all over the place. You know, we know that surely the club are going to be looking for a left back to bring in during the summer. That will push Bonswell down the ladder even more. So I think it's a right move for him. It's a good club down at Newport County, run very, very well. And the manager at Newport County has already come out and said that he's very excited to be working with Matty Bonswell. He's a very talented left back, and he'll slot into the side very, very well. So first team football as well, which will be brilliant for Matty Bonswell. So we'll wish him the very, very best of luck on his loan at Newport. And finally, could we be battling Liverpool for yet another player? That player is Juventus star Federico Chiesa. Now, we have mentioned him on this channel before. However, the asking price that is being reported that Juventus are looking for is a little steep, I have to say. 60 million euros. Now, he is only 25, so he's still got age on his side. He has had a couple of bad injuries, though, which seem to have knocked him a little bit because he hasn't set the world on fire lately. Now, Juventus, as we know, will probably be looking to offload players because of the situation they're in. They've been naughty again and face either another points deduction or relegation. They just can't stay out of trouble for long periods of time, Juventus. However, they will be looking to offload players, but 60 million euros for Chiesa, would you pay that for him? I'm not sure I would as a manager. Maybe 35, 40 million euros would be quite a negotiable price. But at 60 million, I'm not so sure. Now, Villa are also reportedly interested in him as well. Unai Emery will certainly have the pulling power. He's definitely doing a great job at Aston Villa at the moment, trying to recruit players. So would he go to Villa? But would Villa pay 60 million euros for the player as well? I'm not so sure. I'm really not. But it looks like we're going to have to battle Liverpool again if we are interested in him. But this one could drag on for a few weeks, guys, because I don't think any club is going to pay 60 million for Chiesa. I think a lot of negotiations would have to take place. But there you go, guys. That is the daily news for today. As usual, leave a comment below with what you think of all the stories. Wishing Matty Bonswell well, of course. Szoboszlai, will he come to Newcastle? Do we have that pulling power over Liverpool? And, of course, the rest of the news today. But if you have enjoyed the show, guys, as usual, hit that thumbs up. It is very important that we get the likes to stay up there in the search results on YouTube. And, of course, if you're new to the channel and like what you've seen, please do hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. Come and be part of this amazing community. Heading towards 21,000 now. And, of course, hit that notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or we upload any future videos. You can become a member of the Toon Review if you do so wish. There is a join button just underneath, and that will enter you into our prize draws, as well as being able to help the channel on a monthly basis. You can donate to the channel while we're off air. There is a thanks button just along from the like button. If you press that, that will take you through to a payment method to make a donation to the channel. So I appreciate that if you can do that. But that's it, guys. We are back tonight. If you're watching this on the Thursday, we have a transfer show. Lots more names to go through with Alex, and any breaking news that comes from Newcastle United, we will bring it to you here on the Toon Review. But until then, guys, enjoy your day. Take care.